Ethan Cole moved carefully through the smoky battlefield. The gray sky above was streaked with explosions, and the ground shook beneath him. Broken metal and debris were scattered everywhere. He could hear screams from far away, and the smell of burned fuel mixed with something metallic. Ethan's boots made crunching sounds as he stepped over fallen soldiers. He carried his medical pack on his back. His squad had orders to pull back, but he couldn't leave the wounded behind. Human soldiers and alien fighters, the Elvari, had been at war for years, and the fighting had reached this small moon. Civilians and soldiers alike were trapped in the chaos. Ethan had seen enough death to last a lifetime. He heard a weak moan from a crater. He ran toward the sound, jumping over twisted metal. Inside the crater was a crashed ship. Smoke rose from the hull. Ethan crouched beside it. The door was bent and hanging loose. Inside, he saw bodies. Soldiers, both human and alien, lay motionless. The figure was a woman, unlike any alien Ethan had seen before. Her skin was pale blue, and her eyes were large and luminous. Her armor was damaged, and she bled silver-colored blood. Her chest rose and fell slowly, each breath shallow. Ethan crouched beside her. "Are you alive?" he asked softly. She tried to speak. The words were faint, but a translation device on her armor converted them to human speech. "Please, help me." Ethan glanced around. His squad had called for evacuation. The rockets and artillery were getting closer. If he stayed, he could die. But he could not leave her. She was begging for help, and she was alive. He opened his medical pack and scanned her. The readings made him pause. Her vitals were erratic. Her heart was weak, and the strange patterns in her blood made the scanner blink. Warnings. Ethan had never seen anything like it. He tried to remove the bullet lodged near her chest. The weapon's tip glinted in the dim light. As he worked, he realized the danger. One wrong move could kill her, but he could not abandon her. "Hold still," he whispered. She nodded faintly, her large eyes staring at him. Ethan checked the comm device. "Dr. Price, I need your eyes. I've got a wounded Elvari here. She's not responding to anything I can do. Vitals are dropping fast." A calm voice answered. "Ethan, I see it. Her blood is different. The proteins are not compatible with human medicine. Any infusion or standard treatment could be fatal. But I notice something. There is a partial match in your blood type that might stabilize her temporarily." "Temporarily? How temporarily?" Ethan asked, his hands steady but his heart racing. "Minutes to an hour. It's very risky. It has never been tried before." Ethan looked at the woman again. She was pale, her lips silver, her breathing shallow. She reached for his hand. The gesture was instinctive, but it sent a shiver through him. "Are your people monsters?" she whispered. Ethan blinked. "No, we're humans. We make mistakes, but we're not monsters. I won't watch you die if I can help." Dr. Price's voice came over the comm again. "Ethan, I have to warn you. This could kill you. The proteins are close enough to react, but we don't know the side effects." He paused, weighing the risk. One human life against one alien life. But she was more than just an enemy soldier. She was alive. She was pleading. And something in her eyes told him she was important. Ethan made his decision. "I'll do it. Prep the field transfusion kit. I'm going in." Minutes later, he connected the kit to his arm. He looked at her, and she gave a faint nod. The blood flowed slowly, and Ethan felt a strange warmth in his chest. He closed his eyes, focusing on steadying her heartbeat. The monitors blinked rapidly. Her vitals were rising and falling unpredictably. Ethan felt dizzy, but he ignored it. His focus was on her. He watched her chest rise more evenly. The glow of the monitors reflected on her pale face. Then it happened. A faint blue light ran along her veins. Ethan felt it in his own. It was like a soft electric current running under his skin. His vision blurred. For a moment, he saw flashes. Memories that were not his own. He saw a crystal palace under twin suns. He saw armies of strange creatures moving across sparkling plains. He saw a young girl, afraid of being forced to fight in a war she did not understand. Then, almost as quickly, he saw flashes of his own life. A small house on Earth, his younger sister playing in the yard, his first day as a Marine. The glow faded. Ethan opened his eyes. She was stable. The monitors showed her heartbeat steadying. She grabbed his hand instinctively, and he felt a strange warmth spread through him again. "Your blood saved me," she whispered. Her voice was faint, but steady. "Now, our fates are tied." Ethan did not understand. But he knew one thing. She was alive, and he had done what he could. The evacuation ship landed nearby. Smoke billowed around the crater. Ethan helped the princess to a stretcher, keeping his hands steady. Her body was fragile, but her eyes looked at him with a mixture of gratitude and something he could not name. His squad members stared in disbelief. One whispered, "You just gave your blood to an enemy. A royal, no less." Ethan ignored them. "Move. We have to get her to the ship," he said. As they lifted her into the ship, the glow from the transfusion lingered. Ethan felt an odd warmth in his chest. He had no idea what it meant, only that something had changed. The ship lifted off the moon, leaving behind the burning battlefield. Ethan sat beside her, watching her chest rise and fall evenly now. The monitors beeped steadily. She opened her eyes and looked at him. "Thank you, human," she said. "I am Lyriel." "Lyriel?" Ethan repeated. It was a strange name, but somehow it suited her. "My people will come for me," she whispered. "But you gave me life when none remained." Ethan did not answer. He just held her hand. He did not know what the future held. He did not know what this bond meant. But for now, she was alive. The ship jumped to warp speed. Outside, the battlefield grew smaller, smoke and fire fading into the distance. Ethan looked at Lyriel, her eyes closed for a moment, breathing steadily. He thought about what Dr. Price had said. This bond could be dangerous. It could change them both. But right now, he could not think about danger. Right now, he had done what he had to do. And in the quiet hum of the ship, with her hand in his, Ethan realized that life could be fragile and beautiful in ways he had never understood before. For a human warrior, giving blood was a risk. But for Lyriel, it was life itself. And somehow, Ethan knew. This was only the beginning. Ethan Cole woke slowly. The lights of the medical bay were soft and calm, a quiet change from the chaos of the battlefield. His head ached, and his arms felt weak, but he was alive. The bandage on his arm reminded him of the transfusion. His body had taken a risk, and it had survived. He tried to sit up, but a gentle pressure stopped him. A nurse shook her head. "Easy. You need rest." Ethan glanced around. The room was filled with advanced human medical equipment. Outside the glass wall, he could see another room, brighter and heavily guarded. Inside, a figure lay on a bed. He recognized her immediately. Princess Lyriel. She was the alien woman whose life he had saved. She looked pale, but steady now. The silver tint of her skin had faded to a soft blue. She moved slightly, and the guards shifted their weapons closer. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. She was alive. Dr. Olivia Price appeared at the door. She was calm, carrying a tablet with readings. "Ethan, you're awake. Good. I've been monitoring both of you." "What effects?" Ethan asked, Rubbing his eyes, Dr. Price gestured to the readings. Your blood has begun to integrate with hers at a cellular level. Your proteins are bonding with her blood cells in a way we did not expect. It's creating a shared system between you. Ethan frowned. Shared system? Basically, Dr. Price said, your bodies are reacting to each other. Your vitals are slightly synchronized. She is healing faster, and your stamina has improved beyond normal limits. There are subtle side effects too. We need to study them carefully. Ethan looked at Lyriel through the glass. She opened her eyes and blinked slowly, scanning the room. When her gaze landed on him, he felt a strange pressure in his chest. Her eyes glimmered faintly, and he realized he could almost feel her heartbeat. Dr. Price noticed it too. Yes, she whispered. There it is. That is the bond. I've never seen anything like it in humans or Elvari. Before Ethan could respond, Captain Laura King entered. She was tall, stern, and always in control. Ethan, you need to understand the situation, she said. Her eyes moved to the glass room, then back to him. Giving your blood to an enemy, especially a royal, has created a huge problem. Some in command are calling it reckless. Others are afraid. Ethan frowned. Afraid of what? That this bond could compromise you. That you could be influenced by her. Or worse, she could be influenced by you. There are political consequences too. Her people will demand she be returned immediately, unharmed. And some humans, well, they are suspicious of your motives. Ethan shook his head. I did what I had to do. She was dying. Captain King sighed. I know. But this is bigger than just one life. You need to be careful. And you need to understand that the bond isn't just biological. It could affect your judgment, your emotions, even your actions. Ethan looked at Lyriel again. She was moving slightly, lifting her hand as if she could sense him. She did not speak yet, but he felt her awareness. It was strange, like a quiet pull in his chest. Dr. Price ran a series of scans. Ethan, this is unprecedented. You can feel her without touching her. Your vitals respond to hers. It's faint, but noticeable. She can sense your emotions too. This is not just blood, it's a connection. Ethan swallowed. A connection? What does that mean? Dr. Price shook her head. We don't know yet. We only know it could be dangerous if either of you is harmed or stressed. But for now, it is keeping her alive and improving your body slightly. Suddenly, the glass door slid open. A human envoy appeared, flanked by security officers. Ethan Cole, said the envoy. You are to report immediately to the council. Your actions have political consequences. Ethan's stomach tightened. Political consequences? I gave blood to save a life. The envoy's face was firm. That may be true, but the Elvari demand their princess back. Some humans question your loyalty. The council wants answers, before more complications arise. Ethan nodded reluctantly. He stood, his legs slightly weak, and followed the envoy. As he passed the glass room, Lyriel lifted her hand again. Their fingers brushed against the glass. He felt it in his chest. A pulse that matched her heartbeat. He did not understand it, but it was real. In the council room, holograms of both human and Elvari leaders floated above the table. Ethan could see their faces, some worried, some curious, some angry. Senator Mason Clark's stern face appeared first. He looked directly at Ethan. You gave your blood to an alien without orders, the senator said. Do you realize the risk you have created? Not just to yourself, but to all humans? This could be a threat to our security. Ethan clenched his fists. I saved a life. That is all. If I had done nothing, she would be dead. Senator Clark shook his head. Your intentions do not matter. This is about consequences. That blood is not human. We do not know what it could do to you, or to her, or to anyone around you. Commander Dax Harrell, an Elvery officer, spoke next. His voice was calm but cold. The princess is alive, thanks to your actions. But our empire will demand her return. We cannot allow her to be influenced or harmed further. Ethan realized that he was caught in the middle. Humans feared the bond. The Elvari demanded control, and he was the one who had created it. After the meeting, Dr. Price brought Ethan back to the medical bay. Lyriel was awake now, her eyes studying him carefully. "You are stronger than I expected," she said softly. Ethan smiled faintly. "I felt your heartbeat. I felt something I cannot explain." She nodded. "The bond is real. Your blood, it carried life to me, but it also carried something else. Now we are connected. If you are in pain, I feel it. If I am in pain, you will know." Ethan's brow furrowed. "That sounds dangerous." She looked at him with a small, mysterious smile. "It is. But it is also necessary. We are tied now. Human. Whether you like it or not." Over the next days, Ethan noticed strange changes. He healed faster from small injuries. His muscles recovered quickly from exercise. His reflexes were sharper than normal. Lyriel, who should have remained weak, was able to sit up, move, and even exercise lightly. Dr. Price studied them constantly. "Ethan, the changes are unprecedented. Your blood and hers are merging at a microscopic level. Cells are adapting to each other. If this continues, separating you could be impossible. But for now, it seems stable." Ethan watched Lyriel move across the room. When she tripped slightly, he felt a sudden tightness in his chest. He realized he had reacted before she even spoke or fell. The bond was real. One evening, Captain King entered the bay with serious eyes. "Ethan, you need to be careful. Word has spread. Some humans are calling you a hero. Others are afraid. And the Elvari, they are not sure how to respond. You are no longer just a soldier. You are a symbol." Ethan shook his head. "I didn't ask to be a symbol. I just saved a life." "Sometimes," Captain King said, "saving a life is enough to change everything." Lyriel, sitting on her bed, studied him. "Your people are strange," she said softly. "You risked your life for someone you barely knew. That is not common among my people." Ethan smiled faintly. "Maybe humans are strange." She nodded. "Maybe. But it is admirable. Terrifying, but admirable." The next day, the Elvari sent a message demanding her immediate return. Humans argued about what to do. Senator Clark wanted to isolate Ethan for study. Commander Harrell insisted on strict supervision. Ethan and Lyriel realized they were no longer just individuals. They were a bond, a living connection that both sides now feared and desired. They were valuable, and they knew that the decisions they made in the coming days could change the war itself. During quiet moments, they discovered more about their bond. When Lyriel focused, Ethan could feel her intentions. When he moved, she could sense his strength. Their minds did not merge, but they could communicate in small ways without words. One evening, as the medical bay lights dimmed, Ethan asked, "Do you think we can survive this? All of it. The politics, the war?" Lyriel's eyes glimmered faintly. "We must. Because now, human, we are stronger together than we could ever be alone." Ethan nodded. The thought was both frightening and reassuring. He did not fully understand what had happened when he gave her his blood, but he knew one thing. The bond was real, and it would shape the future for both humans and Elvari. Outside the bay, the stars shone cold and distant. Inside, two lives were now entwined in a way neither could escape. Ethan and Lyriel were connected by more than blood. They were connected by fate, courage, and the fragile hope that perhaps, together, they could change everything. And for the first time since the battlefield, Ethan felt a strange sense of calm. They had survived the impossible. And somehow, he knew, the story was only beginning. Ethan Cole woke before sunrise. The hum of the medical ship was steady, almost comforting, but he could not rest. His arm still throbbed slightly from the transfusion, though he felt stronger than usual. His thoughts drifted to Lyriel. In the adjoining room, the Elvari princess stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, glimmering faintly blue. She sensed him immediately, though he was not near. The bond between them pulsed softly, like a quiet heartbeat that connected two distant worlds. Dr. Olivia Price entered the room quietly, carrying a tablet. "Ethan," she said softly, "I want to run some tests today. We need to understand the bond better." Ethan nodded. "What kind of tests?" Dr. Price looked serious. "We will monitor your reactions together. I want to see how synchronized your vitals are and how much you can sense each other." Ethan hesitated. "Sense each other?" "Yes," she said. "The connection is more than physical. You can feel small changes in each other, heart rate, breathing, even emotional state. We need to measure it scientifically." He followed her to the testing room. Lyriel was already there, standing with her hands at her sides. She watched him carefully, tilting her head slightly. When their eyes met, Ethan felt the familiar pressure in his chest. It was subtle, like a quiet tug that pulled him toward her. Dr. Price gestured to two chairs and a console. "Sit. Concentrate. Focus on each other." Ethan and Lyriel obeyed. He watched her carefully, trying to focus on her breathing. She mirrored him almost instantly. He could feel her heartbeat as if it were his own. "Do you feel it?" Lyriel asked softly. "Yes," Ethan said. "It's strange." The monitors beeped gently. Dr. Price watched the readings. "Incredible. When you both concentrate, your vitals become almost identical. Your heartbeats, breathing, even some brain waves are synchronized. This is far beyond normal physiology." Lyriel tilted her head. "It feels like I know what you are thinking. Not your words, but your intent." Ethan swallowed. "I can feel you too. Like your presence is in my chest." Dr. Price nodded slowly. "This bond is powerful. It is mutual. You both benefit from it biologically. But there are also psychological effects. You must be careful." They're related. As one. Over the next few days, Ethan and Lyriel explored the bond further. They discovered small abilities. Lyriel could channel energy through the connection, enhancing Ethan's reflexes and strength. Ethan found that his stamina and healing improved when he focused on her. One morning, alarms blared across the ship. A sudden blast shook the corridors. Ethan and Lyriel reacted instantly, though they were in separate rooms. The bond sent a warning through them both. The medbay was under attack. Debris fell from the ceiling, and smoke filled the air. Some medical staff were trapped under rubble. Humans and Elvari guards were struggling to keep the attackers away. Ethan ran toward the chaos. Lyriel followed instinctively, moving with surprising speed despite her injuries. When they reached the medbay, they found several staff members pinned under metal beams. Without thinking, Ethan grabbed one of the heavier beams. Normally, he could not have lifted it alone, but Lyriel's energy flowed through the bond. He felt a sudden surge of strength, muscles taut and precise. He lifted the debris with ease, freeing the trapped staff. Lyriel guided him silently. Through the bond, she shared small pulses of energy that strengthened his focus and precision. Together, they moved as one, saving everyone in the medbay. Dr. Price and the guards watched in awe. The human and alien, working together, seemed unstoppable. Lights flickered, but neither of them hesitated. When the attack ended, both were breathing heavily, their veins still faintly glowing. Lyria looked at Ethan, her eyes wide. "Your blood. It carries power I did not expect." Ethan shook his head, smiling faintly. "It's not just my blood. It's the bond. We are connected. That is what makes it work." Word of the attack spread quickly. Videos recorded by the ship's crew showed Ethan and Lyriel moving in perfect sync, saving lives and displaying powers beyond normal soldiers. Some called it a miracle. Others were terrified. Senator Mason Clark was furious when he saw the footage. "This is dangerous," he said to the council. "A human and an alien connected in this way. We cannot control it. They are a threat to everyone." Commander Dax Harrell, an Elvari officer, frowned. "Your fears are unfounded. Their bond saved lives. It demonstrates potential for cooperation, not danger, but the power must be understood and respected." The council debated for hours. Some humans wanted to isolate Ethan and study the bond. Some Elvari demanded the princess be returned immediately. Ethan and Lyriel sat quietly, understanding that neither side fully trusted them. Later, in private, Ethan spoke to Lyriel. "I did not give my blood to become a weapon. I did it to save you. That is all." Lyriel nodded. "I understand. But now, we are a symbol. Human. They will try to use us, control us, or even separate us. We must be careful." Ethan frowned. "Do you think they will try to separate us?" "Yes," Lyriel said softly. "But it may not be possible anymore. Our blood, our bond. It is stronger than anything I have ever seen. It is permanent, at least for now. And that is dangerous to those who fear change." Over the next days, Ethan and Lyriel trained together in the empty cargo bay. They experimented with the bond, learning how to enhance strength, speed, and coordination. Lyriel could boost Ethan's reflexes, making him almost impossible to hit. Ethan could steady her energy, allowing her to maintain focus longer than normal. One day, while practicing, Lyriel stumbled. Ethan felt a sudden jolt through the bond. Her energy was fading, and he reacted instantly, catching her before she fell. "You saved me again," she whispered. "And you saved me," Ethan replied. "The bond." Dr. Price watched their exercises with fascination. "This is extraordinary. The bond allows them to share energy, strength, and focus. If controlled, it could revolutionize human and Elvari cooperation." But not everyone was pleased. Senator Clark's face appeared on the communication screen. "This is unacceptable," he said, sharply. "You are experimenting on yourselves. You are a danger to everyone. The bond must be studied and contained immediately." Commander Harrell replied calmly. "You fear what you do not understand. The bond has already saved lives. Ethan and Lyriel are not a threat unless you make them one." Ethan and Lyriel realized that the bond gave them power, but it also made them targets. Both humans and Elvari would want to control or use them. They understood that trust was limited and survival depended on their own choices. During quiet hours, they explored the more subtle aspects of the bond. Lyriel could sense Ethan's intent before he moved. Ethan could feel her emotions as faint pulses. It was like speaking without words, understanding without explanation. One evening, Lyriel spoke softly. "Ethan, do you think we can survive this? All the politics? The suspicion?" Ethan looked at her, eyes steady. "We have survived worse. Together, we are stronger than anyone expects. They cannot break us unless we let them." Lyriel nodded. You are right. Together. The bond also revealed a strange side effect. When one was hurt or stressed, the other experienced a faint echo of pain. This made them cautious. Ethan realized he had to protect Lyriel, not just because she was injured, but because it would affect him too. She realized the same. One afternoon, the ship's sensors detected a rogue attack group approaching. The crew prepared for battle. Humans and Elvari were ready to fight, but Ethan and Lyriel knew that their bond could give them an advantage. They moved to the bridge together. Their hands brushed briefly, and both felt the familiar pulse of connection. Lyriel's energy surged through Ethan, enhancing his reflexes and strength. He steadied her as she prepared to channel energy through the ship's systems. The rogue fighters did not expect their coordinated power. Ethan's human combat skills, combined with Lyriel's energy control, made them a force beyond ordinary soldiers. Together, they disabled the attackers with minimal damage. Afterward, the crew watched in awe. Humans and Elvari alike whispered about the bonded warriors. Ethan and Lyriel did not celebrate. They knew this power was a responsibility, not a gift. In private, Ethan said, "Every time we use it, we risk becoming a target. We must control it." Carefully. Lyriel nodded. "I understand, but it is also the only way to survive, human, and perhaps to change things." That night, Ethan lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. He could feel Lyriel in the next room. The bond pulsed gently. A quiet reminder that they were no longer alone. He thought about the battlefield where he first gave his blood. He thought about the life he had saved, and the strange, glowing connection that now tied him to an alien princess. And he realized that their story was only beginning. Together, they had power that could save lives or be feared. Together, they would face threats from both humans and Elvari. And together, they were learning that strength came not just from blood or skill, but from trust and courage shared across species. Outside the ship, the stars were distant and cold. Inside, two lives beat in synchrony, preparing for the challenges that lay ahead. The bond was real. It was powerful. And it was only the beginning of what Ethan and Lyriel could achieve together.